Hey everybody, welcome back. This sucks. Today I wanted to talk with you guys about a few more updates that I've gotten in the last week or so. And I know last week was pretty dark, it was sad, which was how I was feeling at the time. I am feeling a bit more optimistic. I've had a chance to meet with my new care team, and this is just in addition to my oncology team. This is the palliative care team. Now, the palliative care team is a team that focuses simply on symptom management. They don't touch the cancer at all. Their goal is to help me maintain the highest quality of life as I possibly can while I'm going through this, which is pretty awesome. One thing that I did not expect usually, so I had a video appointment, and POG Dad was able to be part of that as well. I expected it, like most doctor's appointments these days, to be like 15 minutes long or so. It was like an hour and a half. The doctor and the social worker sat down with us, introduced themselves, let us know what their team did, and then we went like step by step about everything that I'm going through, where I would like to be, different options for pain management, sleep management, nausea management, because that has been a thing for me recently. And as well as just talking about other things that I'm doing and being able to ask questions about other things that might be helpful and while I'm going through cancer treatment and going through this whole process. So a huge shout out to them, because even just the chance to like really sit down and talk in depth about everything that's going on helped I think both me and Josh feel way better about how things are going, and or at least how things are going to go from now on. We really feel like these doctors and folks are really in our court and are really there to back us up. I can call them at any point and say, hey, this isn't working, or this isn't working how we thought it would, and they will change things around. The oncologists are awesome. They know what they're doing as far as treating the cancer, but their specialty is not always in treating the symptoms that either come with the cancer or come with the cancer treatment. That's the palliative care team. And I could not be more thankful that I was able to get that referral over to them. So if anyone watching is going through cancer treatment or any other type of chronic disease or illness, and you are not working with palliative care, ask for a referral. It's worth it just to have them. You may not be in a position for them to do a whole lot right now, but to have them there and have that already established could be an absolute life changer for you and your journey. So definitely something I highly encourage. One of the things with palliative care is some people consider, and there's a stigma with palliative care because sometimes it is mentioned in correspondence with hospice care, and hospice is usually end of life care after or during a fight with some kind of serious illness like cancer as well. But palliative care is not related to hospice at all. It's sometimes added to it to help maintain the highest quality of life while someone reaches the end of their life, but it's not the same, and it's something that you can utilize to really be able to continue to live your life in a way that you want to live it despite everything you're going through. And it may not be exactly the same, but it might be close. So definitely something that I encourage. So here are some things that we talked about. The biggest thing for me right now is pain management. I have my oncology team gave me oxycodone, which is an opioid drug, and there's a huge stigma, and for good reason, about taking opioid pain medications, because there's a pandemic, for lack of a better word, of prescription drug abuse, and opioid drugs like oxycodone, morphine, those kinds of things are commonly abused in this country in particular. And so that's something that's always in the back of my head of what if I were to become addicted to this? I don't want that to happen. Or if I need to take more because I'm hurting, is my doctor going to think I'm abusing, the use of this drug? And that's a terrible feeling to have, because I wasn't being given very much oxycodone by my oncology team. Part of it is that our appointments are relatively short, and it's usually like, hey, how you doing? How's the pain? And I'll be like, it hurts. And there's not a whole lot of diving a whole lot deeper into it. And so I did not realize that I was not sharing with my oncology team just how far my level of pain had gotten, which meant they couldn't provide me with the necessary medication that I would need to help with that pain. I was to a point where I was needing to take more of the oxycodone than was prescribed to me, and so I wouldn't do it, and I was hurting so much. And talking with the palliative care team, she goes, oh, yeah, no, we're gonna fix that. If you're hurting all the time, that shouldn't be a thing. So I'm gonna prescribe you a month's worth, and enough that you can keep up on your pain management. So in her eyes, she said, we're gonna try, 6 doses a day, essentially, or up to 6 doses a day. She goes, it may not be enough. And that's okay. If you need more, just call us. We're not going to see it as you trying to abuse the system or anything, but what that might tell us is maybe this isn't the medication for you. Maybe we need to find something else that's going to work better, that will work longer, in order to find a good level to help lessen your pain and make the day more bearable. Because essentially what happens, and I think that's the worst part, is I will take some pain meds before I go to bed, but they only last about 4 hours. So I'm waking up in the middle of the night and I'm really hurting. And sometimes I'm able to fall back asleep a little bit, and sometimes I'm not. And usually I don't wake up at that 4-hour mark. I'm usually waking up at about the 6-hour mark. So at that point, it's well out of my system. And so even taking more at that point doesn't do a whole lot to ease the pain, because it still needs to kind of build back up in my system, or at least I found that seems to be the case. So the last few mornings I've been waking up at like 3:30, 4 in the morning, and haven't been able to get back to sleep because I'm hurting so much. I'll take my pain meds and I'll sit with a heating pad, and I'm still there cringing, just with nothing else to do. So that was one of the things that they did talk about, and I've been keeping track on a sheet of paper just when I'm taking my medication, when I need to take it, and if I have or have not. Because there's sometimes I know I'm about to be in the car and I don't want to take more because that's going to make me car sick. So I'm trying to notate all of those things so I can call this new team, the palliative care team, next week and say, here's what I found out. I do need more or less, or whatever it is it's going to come up to. And I think the biggest thing that she wanted to try to begin with was to see if she could give me a longer lasting painkiller for bedtime. Something that will last all night long and into the start of the morning. And I think that in itself might help a whole lot, because then I won't have that period where it's worn off and it needs to kind of build back up, because in the morning I could wake up and take my shorter dose and should still be good. Most of the pain right now is in my mid back. It's in my pelvis and my lower back and in my hips. And that makes it really hard, especially when it's in those locations, because it just kind of hurts to move or sit or do just about anything. So trying to get that under control is our first step. One of the other things they're doing is they're putting me on an oral steroid for 10 days to see if there happens to be any inflammation going on as well. That oral steroid can help bring that inflammation down and hopefully make things a little more comfortable for me. And then the next thing that they said they think I'm ready for, especially if I've been hurting this much, is radiation oncology and targeted treatment with the radiation to those key spots that have really been bothering me to help kill off those cancer cells, and it works really well as pain management. And so it could kind of stop the growth of the cancer in those specific areas so it's not putting as much pressure on the bone. Because that's the big thing that I'm dealing with. This isn't like muscle aches or anything like this. This is bone pain. This is the tumors and things that are growing inside the bone that's causing this pain. There's not a whole lot you can do about that. So those are the main plans. We mentioned that we're going to be getting a hot tub soon, and the doctor was thrilled with that. She goes, oh, absolutely. If you're able to do that, just the relative ability for pain management and that weightless feeling and everything else, that's really good as well. My sister is a massage therapist, and she has been wanting to do something to like give back and feel like she can play a part in helping me through this journey. But she was concerned that that because of like my higher risk of like blood clots and other things too, that maybe massage wouldn't be approved. But the doctors also said, no, that's awesome. If she's willing to do that, that in itself can help a whole lot and help make you feel better. And then the last thing, and I signed up for this before I got the palliative care, and that's physical therapy. It's something that they also would have recommended had I not already been signed up for it. And I have my first physical therapy appointment this coming Tuesday. I don't know what that's going to look like. Both the doctor and the case manager, or for the palliative care team, they were both very excited, and they're like, oh, they're going to put you through your paces. And I was like, oh, okay. But I've also chatted with some other people online who have been in similar situations who said physical therapy really, really helped. So those are my hopes, that all of these things put together is going to make life just a little bit more bearable, and that pain and other things are going to slowly get under control. Or fast. I hope it's fast, because that would be really cool. Next video, this one has already gone way longer than I thought it would. Sorry, Mike. Next video, I'm going to talk about what my conversation with my actual oncologist involved and what the next treatment and the next path looks like, because I now have that answer as well. And so stick around. If you haven't already and you need some updates, we have all of the previous videos that you are more than welcome to watch. If you have any questions, I do these videos because it's like therapy for me. I get to talk through all of the stuff that's just going on in my head, and answering questions is okay. So if you have questions, leave comments below. I'd be more than happy to answer them if I can. And so take care, guys. Be good, make good choices, all of those good things. And I will see you next time.